Life to Love Healthy Conscious Podcast. Om Ganesha Sharanan Ganesha. Welcome to the third episode of Life to Love, the Healthy Conscious Podcast. I hope and wish you at least smile once a day. If not, here are some jokes. Today's topic is paradox.
The paradox of a job. Forget everything you learned in college. You won't need it here.
But I never went to college.
Well, then I'm sorry. You're underqualified to work here. The double negative paradox.
A linguistic professor says during a lecture that
in English, a double negative forms a positive. But in some languages, such as Russian, a double negative is still negative. However, in no language in the world can double positive form a negative.
But then a voice from the back of the room piped up. Yeah, right. Yes, well, paradox is today's topic. Well, I gotta say, the truth usually lies in and on the paradox, And one of my favorite paradoxes is the following. You are everything and still you are nothing. Like, you are the whole entire ocean, but yet you are just a drop, of water. But the good thing is, imagine yourself being this one drop of water. This drop of water may seem nothingless compared to the entire ocean, but this water drop is still salty. You're still carrying the essence of the whole ocean. And this is such a beautiful paradox, that you are basically everything. You are the center of the universe, and yet you may be little compared to everything else around it. But many little things in total are the whole. And this, I find, is a really beautiful paradox. Yes. Oh, there are so many paradoxes out there. But the good thing is that usually they are really truthful, Most of this universe is a paradox, and it's the truth. And this is, in a way, really beautiful, I mean, as a human being, you can really dive into these paradoxes, and they just come up, they just come up. So I find them usually quite entertaining and joyful, even though sometimes they're really painful because the truth a lot of the times hurts. But really, the paradoxes should make us laugh. And there are so many paradoxes out there. I'm sure you come across plenty in your life. Like, for instance, like that the South American medicine out of the jungle, the vine and the jaguar, is now healing the consciousness of the colonizers of the West. I find this another really strong paradox on this planet Earth. And, there's so many paradoxes, and questions linked to this, like the egg or the chicken, which one was first, and all of these beautiful paradoxes. And yeah, I hope you can just, tune into these aspects of the paradoxes, because they're just really embedded in the truth, like I said. And this feeling is just a really beautiful, expanded feeling, that it's, in a way, it's really relieving, to experience as a human that you're really just a tiny little human, you know. If a thunderstorm breaks out, you know, and it's crazy stormy, you just, oh my god, I'm just a little human, you know. And there's so much bigger forces. But at the same time, I can also be a storm, and I can also be a massive influence for the world and the universe. And so the paradoxes remind us of the truth, of the simplicity of the truth. And it's really nice to remind us of all of these paradoxes we live in, and yeah, to be holding them as part of the truth. And yeah, like, you know, you can also find your own pathway to the Great Spirit, to the source, your individual pathway, and yet we all end up at the same source, you know. The source is oneness, but we start from different individual paths. We have different paths. There's another paradox in this world. And yeah. So, the truth and the paradox. Ho 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 ho. I just came from sitting by a beautiful fire with friends. The simplicity of life. Oh, the simplicity of life. And the paradoxes. Yes. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. May we find the joy in the simple things, such as listening to the crickets at night, gazing into the stars, smelling the beautiful flowers which are around us, harvesting the fruits and herbs and flowers and mushrooms maybe that are ready and ripe in the season. May we live connected with the nature around us, and always, every day, wake up as if it would be your first one, you know, like a child, just exploring, completely free, open, and wake up with the attitude like, today is a good day and I'm ready to explore this world, you know. And sort of started with the eyes of a child, you know. Everything is so miraculously beautiful, you know, like there is no right or wrong. It's just beautiful, and it's a mysterious wonder, you know, life. And then later when we get adult, you know, we label things, even just simply to put a name on it or to speak, you know. I mean, there's far more simple things than speaking, you know. Even though it's a podcast here right now, you know. Maybe we should just sing and make music and clap, you know, and be grateful and humble for life. Hey yo, 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 hey yo. Every cell of my body is happy. Every cell of my body is just fine and happy and full of paradoxes and truth. Yes. So find your joy in the simple things. This is definitely really, really, really important in life. Just the simple things is really where the everyday life is, you know. Little tiny interactions, little tiny smiles, little tiny smells and joys. And yeah, maybe be taking these little things in our dreams and I'm trying to make this podcast 13 minutes long. And it's a paradox because usually I can talk like for hours, but with this podcast about paradox, I'm like, sort of like, what to say? Just simply be and breathe, and just listen to your inner voice, You are your own guru, you are your own master. Know yourself, know who you are. It's the biggest task of every human being, So we're always learning, we're always growing. Every day we're learning and growing new. Ready to release old patterns, ready to cleanse us, ready to grow spiritually and to heal, to bring balance, continuously bring balance. It's another paradox because the healing is constantly necessary. I mean, it's like you build, let's say, there is a tower fallen down of an old pattern, and then you think, like, maybe I'm healed now, but then you start going in a new tower, different tower, maybe more healed tower, but again, at some point it needs falling again. So you constantly bring things into balance again, and things fall into unbalance again, and you then bring things into balance again. And yeah, we're always growing, always healing. Keep listening to your heart, and of course bring also balance to your brain, because we have it for a reason. But at this time, when I look into society, it's just really important to be in our heart, because this is really where we perceive reality from. It's the place of the heart. Feet on the ground, head in the sky, our heart joins together, the two to one to see. Thank you, Kailash Kokopelli, for the beautiful song. Yeah. So, whatever paradox comes across your way, may you take it lightly and joyfully, even maybe it strikes you deep and maybe it's painful. But the good thing is it's truthful. It's the essence of the universe. And may this give you peace and balance and harmony and joy and happiness. Alright, with this, I wish you a beautiful, simple paradox day or night or sleep. And see you in the next episode of this Healthy Conscious Life to Love podcast.